Hello and welcome to 6th Period News. I'm Ellie.
And I'm Tara Meridian, and we are here to inform you about the massive amounts of plastic waste in our Pacific Ocean.
There is a huge, and I mean huge, amount of trash that is floating in a no-man's land between San Francisco and Hawaii. This trash consists of 80% plastic and weighs 3.5 million tons.
That's 1.6 million SUVs. 1.6 million. 80% of the ocean's litter comes from land. Did you know that plastic isn't biodegradable? It's photodegradable.
Photodegrading is a process where sunlight breaks down the plastic into smaller and smaller pieces.
Plastic isn't only bad for the oceans. In the northwestern Hawaiian Islands, it hurts animals too. The monk seals get endangered in debris. They especially get trapped in the cheap plastic nets, lost or thrown away by fishermen.
Monk seals are the most endangered species of mammal in the United States. And here's Tara, reporting live from the Los Lomas Pacific Ocean.
This is Tara, reporting live from the ocean, our very own ocean. As you can see, there's many swimmers out here, and they're all gathering the plastic from our oceans, and they're actually throwing it away. It's a really helpful cause, and we really appreciate the help that they all put into this, and the time and the effort, because our oceans are so important to us that we need them all to be clean. There's some sea otters in there, and the sea otters are one of the most endangered species in the United States.
Worldwide, an estimated 330 million tons of plastic will be manufactured in 2010. That's more than 100 pounds of new plastic for every man, woman, and child on Earth. But in the United States, only 7% of plastic is recycled. Much of the rest ends up in landfills, where it could remain for more than 1,000 years. Other plastic is carelessly discarded, and it goes from stores to storm drains, streets to streams, eventually floating out to sea.
These persistent materials, if you wait until you see the problem, it can be too late, because once they're out there, they're very difficult to recover and can cause problems for many years.
Up to 80% of the plastic in the ocean comes from land-based sources. Once at sea, the floating garbage is caught up in the tides and currents. The currents that run along the California coast converge with 4 other prevailing currents from the far reaches of the Pacific Ocean. When they meet about 1,000 miles off the coast of California, they create a slow, swirling vortex known as the North Pacific Gyre. As the currents come together, they carry with them trash from around the world. On an expedition through the gyre in 1997, Sea Captain Charles Moore of Long Beach was alarmed by the amount of trash, mostly plastic, that he found spread out over hundreds of miles.
This debris rides the currents of Japan. We see markings of Japanese and Chinese characters. Every single day for that week that we crossed these doldrums, we saw trash every time we came on deck. Bottle caps, shards of plastic, soap bottles, things that just didn't belong there, but were floating by.
Since that voyage, Moore has dedicated his life to studying the problem of marine debris and to bringing it to the world's attention.
We found in our lab analysis that the small bits of plastic outweighed the naturally occurring zooplankton 6-to-1 plastic to plankton. More trash than life.
Today, the Pacific Gyre is often referred to as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch.
Jimmy Hoffa's head!
With most of the plastic broken into tiny pieces, the garbage patch can't be seen from the air. Much of the debris floats a few feet below the surface. Scientists don't know its exact size, but some estimates place it at twice the size of Texas.
How does it make you feel to know that there's plastic in our Pacific oceans?
It makes me feel really horrible and I cry about it every night.
What
Cameras
are
over here.
some ways that you think it can be prevented?
I think people should pick up their trash instead of just throwing it on the ground because there's trash cans everywhere.
That's a really good idea, and recycling helps too. Do you think people take this issue seriously?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Because it's not really, a lot of kids at school don't take it seriously because it's not really affecting them in the moment.
Yeah, because they're not in the ocean. So, you know. Well, this is our little question segment. Thanks for tuning in.
This is the albatross chick, and these are the remains of an adult with a gut full of plastic. Notice the wide variety of bottle caps in this one. With smaller animals, more damage is done by smaller pieces. The plastic goes down the gullet quite easily, but since it is not digested, as in the original plan for all life, it gets stuck before exiting the stomach. There it sits to block the entry and digestion of legitimate food. Even the tiniest of pieces can cause blockages. This is what happens when a large amount of plastic is in our Pacific oceans and gets eaten by other animals. Here's another example of a bird filled with plastic. Action.
How do you feel knowing that there is plastic in our Pacific Ocean?
It hurts my heart that somebody would do such a thing to our back.
What are some ways you think would help prevent this?
I think letting other people know. I think letting other people know to save the ocean would help. Environment.
Imagine millions of pounds of these in our Pacific Ocean. Millions of people are out there trying to help this issue of plastic in our Pacific Ocean, and you can be one too. Please recycle.
Action! There are many sharks in the Pacific Ocean that are dying from this plastic catastrophe. Okay.
Monk seals are the most endangered species of mammal in the United States.
No! How does it make you feel knowing that there's plastic in
It hurts me.
Imagine the millions of pounds of this in our Pacific Ocean. I can't.